Good Thursday morning to everybody. I've got a brand new DCU update for you guys this morning, and I'm going to do kind of a little bit of a different format. And let me know if you guys like this format or not. I'm going to do kind of a grab bag type scenario where I took screenshots of all the stories I'm going to talk about, and I'm just going to go to my photos, and we're going to go slide by slide, and we'll talk about each subject individually as the photos pop up. And we're going to see what kind of news I've brought to you guys today. Now, if you haven't already, please like the video, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and you will be notified as new videos go up. I do appreciate all the support. Now, the first thing I want to talk about before I start going through these various stories is James Gunn came out yesterday on Twitter and started answering some questions because somebody called him a liar. And he said, I'm curious as to what you think I've lied about. So they brought up several things. Number one was the fact that he never wanted to be the studio head of DC. And one of the things he brought up, first of all, is that he actually was offered Superman years ago when he did Suicide Squad, but passed on it because he didn't think he could do it justice. And he did the Suicide Squad film instead. Then he said since then he's figured out how to crack Superman and a way to go after that character and do it justice, which remains to be seen. And that's when he decided to write the Superman script and was officially hired to do so. As far as being the studio head, he said it's true. He never wanted to be the sole studio head, and this is how he's spinning it, as the sole studio head, and that's why he's in there with Peter Safran. But what's really funny is with Safran, we haven't really heard much from him at all, and he's definitely not on social media the way James Gunn is. So what James Gunn doesn't realize is he is the face of the DCU at this stage, and he's got to be careful with the things that he says, and he's definitely not. And he said he's also open to changing his mind on things. Because somebody brought up the thing about David Ayer, and at one point he fully supported David Ayer's cut coming out. You know, whatever the studio decided to do, James Gunn said he was okay with that. And so he said he is open to changing his mind. So I actually commented and said, well, go ahead and change your mind about Cavill then. And I haven't gotten a response on that just yet. So I don't think he's going to respond to that. He probably knows who I am now because of the tweet that I put out there about wanting to sue Warner Brothers. And I have not reached out to a lawyer just yet. But anyway, the hate still continues on Twitter and these other places. You know, they talk about Snyder fans and the DCEU fans being toxic. But man alive, I've never seen such hate and anger coming from people who are saying, you know, you must bow down to Gunn, which is just, to me, is asinine. Like I said, the guy's never done anything in his career that even remotely suggests that he's up to the task of handling the whole DC universe. But, you know, maybe I'll be surprised, and when Superman gets released, if it ever gets released, then we will see. All right, so let's dive into some of these photos here. So these are all photos that I have taken pictures of, you know, screenshots on all over the internet, bringing you guys this information. There's some pretty interesting stuff in here. So the first one I have for you here is there is a new rumor out there that claims that Ben Affleck is set to direct DCU's The Brave and the Bold. This is coming from AboveTheLine.com, and you can see that this was a story they posted yesterday. And they're not the only ones that picked up on this. There were several different outlets and videos put out there about this claim. But we're going to trail back to this claim here in a few minutes because there was an interesting post I saw after this was posted. All right, so let's see what we have next here. Oh, yes, Shazam. Oh, there's a couple things I want to talk about with Shazam. First, let's talk about this here, and then we're going to talk about another scene that they released from Zachary Levi's Shazam, the second film here. First of all, he said, I feel good that there's a future for Shazam. Even if they have to recast the role and it's another actor, the character is great. The character needs to keep going. Zachary Levi on Shazam being in the DCU after Shazam, Fury of the Gods. This is pretty funny. He's just trying to save grace again. He's made some comments out there that have upset people about Britney Spears and some other stuff. He's got a lot of people up in arms. His sucking up to James Gunn has also turned some heads. And it's very interesting that he obviously wants to stay in the role and wants to keep this character going. But again, I don't like the fact that they are cherry picking. I think it needs to be a full reboot or just keep everybody. We'll see what happens after the Flash film, though. But there was a scene released from Fury of the Gods today that was supposed to be kind of an emotional scene, and then they inject a lot of humor into it. And this is the Marvel formula right here, people. We can see that they are definitely going to do that. You could tell at the first Shazam movie, I really enjoyed it, but it was definitely Marvel-esque in its presentation. It's more of a generic superhero type film. It was very fun. I gave it high marks. I thought it was going to make a crap ton of money because of families and kids, and it just simply did not. But they're injecting more humor into it. The two scenes that they have released have had that kind of goofy humor in it. And we also see that his friend is still being bullied at school even after having Superman, and Shazam show up. Should call him Captain Marvel. Because they showed up. He's still getting teased. And I don't think in real life if somebody had friends of Superman and Captain Marvel that they would be teased. But I digress. This is what we have to expect from the DCU going forward. All right, let's see what the next picture is. Oh, yes, Gotham Knights. This is something I don't talk about much on my show or in my videos. I am not going to be talking about this show. I am not going to watch this show. If you guys have seen the trailer for Gotham Knights, it is the most ridiculous show that I think has ever been done. I think it tarnishes the DC brand, and I'm really surprised with Zaslav cutting all of these shows that they didn't take this as a write-off either, because the first wave of critics who have seen this show, and the reviews are coming out, are calling it DOA, Dead on Arrival. This show is not going to do well, and I don't think anybody's going to watch it. I don't know who they made it for, to be honest with you. I don't know if they're trying to try to rope in teenagers, preteens or what, but this show looks absolutely awful. All right, so let's see what we have next. I think I've got one more picture here, and it's going to trail off of what we've previously talked about. Yes, Ben Affleck again. Oh, yeah, the director, the savior of the DCU. Personally, I'd like to see him come in and direct a movie. I'd like to see him back as Batman and the Brave and the Bold. Well, that remains to be seen if that is going to happen. We don't know. But someone else is reporting here that Ben Affleck has no plans to direct any DC films and has not confirmed any meetings with any DC executives. Now, I don't know where It's the Movie News got this information from, but they put this out there today as well. So those are my pictures. I don't think I have any more. Oh, yeah, actually, I have one more. Look at this. I got a bonus picture. Yeah, this is pretty awesome. I am all for David Ayer releasing his Suicide Squad cut. In fact, if we can get his cut, I will consider the first 6 DC movies as total canon and will be my favorite 6-film superhero bunch ever. But we haven't seen his movie yet. It has never been released. But he did post a new picture of the Joker here, which is pretty cool. So we've got the Joker in a new look from his version of Suicide Squad. And, I was arguing this. Well, I wasn't arguing. I don't like to argue with people. So someone on Twitter the other day, I mentioned how no one's ever seen his cut. And someone mentioned, 3 minutes more of the Joker and Batman are not going to make the film better. And I said, you don't realize that the studio completely butchered his movie. And it's a fact that Jared has filmed over an hour's worth of Joker scenes, and he was only in the film for maybe 5 minutes, if that. It's crazy that he put all that effort into the character, and then the studio had to butcher it. It's just the way Warner Brothers runs and has run and will continue to run in the future. All right, so what did you guys think about that format today? If I grab these screenshots and I kind of do this grab bag thing where we'll all be surprised at what pops up next and I could talk about each individual subject, would you guys like that? Or would you like me to just generally talk about the things I've been doing and go through the articles and things that I've done in the past? I really want to make this experience the best I can for the people watching the videos. I don't want to be on the screen all the time. And I've talked about not sharing film, clips from movie trailers and other things, especially from Warner Brothers. They do like to copyright strike people, and I don't want to have my videos possibly demonetized or taken down in the future. So I'm going to try to refrain from doing that, but I have no problem sharing articles and photos that have been, passed around on Twitter, on the internet, and elsewhere. All right. Also, this is very interesting. There was another. Now, I'm actually going to show this to you guys. I am going to bring up an article here. And you know what? I'll save that for another video. There's another video I'm going to do here, maybe later today or tomorrow. And this will give you a preview of what I'm going to do. First of all, I did something kind of funny to kind of show you guys a glimpse into my personal life being a voice actor. I did something really funny the other day with Chat GPT. And I went in there and I asked it, write me a bio on Aaron Fisher, voice actor. And it spit out the most hilarious response I have seen. It's pretty funny. I'll actually show you this thread on my Facebook page because I posted this on my Facebook page and what some of my friends commented. It was pretty dang funny. So I'll talk about that. And then someone else actually picked up. So it's more than just we got this covered and that other website that picked up my tweet and has been talking about it. There was another media outlet that picked up on it. And it was the first time that they got the details right in the story and they weren't biased for Gunn, which was interesting because the other two were definitely pro-Gunn. And this one was more of just straight down the middle, just giving you the information. And it's interesting. And so I'll share that on the next video. So those are the two things I'm going to talk about on the next video. I may post that later today if I have time, or I will do something tomorrow. And I'm sure there's going to be more information that pops up, and I will be covering all of that. So again, if you stick to my channel, please like the video, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and you will be notified as I have new videos go up.